Everyone. Today we'll be learning selection statements in Java with the help of simple examples. So a quick one, what is selection statement? Before I define selection statements, anytime you're writing codes in Java, you might want to carry out some decisions or you might want to evaluate some conditions. So selection statement in Java will help you to do that. Selection statements, as I have it here, is used in a program to select a code block if a condition is satisfied. I'll be using a diagram to explain about that satisfaction. The following are the types of selection statements. We have simple if statement, if else statement, if else statement, switch statement, and nested if statement. But in this video, we'll focus on these first two. If statement tests for only one condition, while if else statement tests for two conditions. To implement selection statement, you can use any of the Java operators. Check my YouTube on Java operators. Let us use a diagram to explain further. Now here is the syntax of simple if statement. You have the if keyword. If is a keyword in Java. Small letter I, small letter f. Then open bracket and close bracket, we have the condition. The condition to be passed. Then the next line is which code do you or which statement do you want to execute? So you have the open brace and close brace. Now here are the scenarios on our right hand side. We have age, divisible number, and password. Let me use password as an example. When you switch on your system, perhaps you've registered the password on your system. Let's say you're using Windows or Linux or whichever operating system of your choice. Anytime your computer completes booting, it will ask you for password. So when you supply the password in this box, the condition will be tested to be sure whether the password is correct or not. If the password is correct, then this block of code will be executed. But if the password you supply is not correct, then we need to make use of if-else statement. And here's the syntax of if-else statement. If, same thing as simple if. The only difference is that it has a keyword preceding if as else. If your password is not correct, then this block of code should be executed. So let us look at each scenario, followed by divisible number, then we end it with password. Okay, we want to check the age of a student. So let us declare a variable age, that is integer age equals, let's initialize a value of our choice. Let's give it 15. Terminate. Now the next thing we want to test, if the student age is less than 18, the age of a teenager is below 18 years. You put your open brace, and you close it. So here we are going to pass a statement of what we want the system to do. System.out.println. So If the age supplied here is less than 18, this less than is a relation operator. So what should it do for us? Okay, so once you display you are a teenager, I'm going to use semicolon. You are a teenager. So let's run our code, save it, let's run it and see what will happen. Yes, the output here says you are a teenager. What if we supply a higher number that is more than 18 or close to, that is more than 18 or 18 itself. So let me supply 33 and let's see what happens. Save and run. You can see nothing happens because 33 is not less than 18, is greater than 18. So for that reason, this block of code will not be executed. So to ensure that we display an information that you are an adult, there comes we using the keyword else. Open a brace and you close the brace. Else, we don't need to put any condition here. We just pass a statement. You are an adult. Save and let us run. So you can see the output saying you are an adult. So with if, simple if statement allows us to test only one condition, but by supplying else keyword, it allows us to test for two options. If this block of code is invalid, then this block of code will be executed. Now the next thing is let us check divisible number. Let's say we have a number 33. Let's change our variable to num. Then we want to test if 33 can be divided by 3. If it can, then we say 33 is divisible by 3. So we are going to change our condition here. If num, and we'll be using the relational arithmetic operator modulo. If 33 divides 3, and we will use the equality operator, and the remainder is 0, then you should display number, we pass the variable number, and divide 3. Let's remove this, save, and let us run the code. So you see that 33 can divide 3. That's why I showed this output that 33 can divide 3. Then let us change this to probably 40. Save, run it. Nothing happens because 40 cannot divide 3 exactly. So for that reason, we will use our else statement to pass a message that 40 cannot divide 3. So you can see the output here. Then the last but not the least, let us check for password. So to check for password, we'll be using the data type string. Then I want to declare a variable called password registered equals to, let's say your password, the password registered is root. Then let's say the password you are supplying or you enter into the text box is also root. Now I want to check for comparison. If the password registered is equal to the password entered, then it should display welcome. But if the password entered is not correct, it should display invalid password. Let's save and run the code. You see, it shows what? Welcome. Now let's change this to 1 and see what happens. It shows invalid password. And sometimes, if you don't want to use equality, you can also use the equal method. That is dot equals, open a bracket, equals, open a bracket, and close the bracket. Let's change this and save. So it's either you are using 2 equals to or you are using the equal method. Dot equals method. You pass the parameter into the brackets. So far, we have been able to see that when the user register his or her password, he used root, and when the system finished booting, he also entered root. When it entered root, this condition is tested whether the registered password is equal to the password entered. If it is equal, then welcome will show. But if mistakenly the user type any other thing aside the password registered in the password box, then an invalid password is going to show. See you in the next tutorial.